This is a very, very important show as far as I'm concerned. Those of you who are watching it, you're going to be ahead of the curve. This is like a handful of other shows that I've done where we have broken significant ground, both legally and constitutionally, and then a year or so later it's picked up by, you know, Professor Dimwit and a homeless person, whatever, and they all show up in a conga line on cable TV. And I didn't invent this. I looked at what my friend wrote, I went over it very, very carefully, and I said, he's right. I said, Steve, you hit this out of the park, you nailed it. He nailed what? Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's making the case from a constitutional perspective, and to me it's an overwhelming case, or I wouldn't be repeating it right now, that the actual appointment of Robert Mueller as special counsel violates the appointment clause of the United States Constitution. Well, Mark, we've had special counsel in the past, and independent. This is different. I want you to think about what I'm saying now, because this will be repeated. This is the first time I'm saying it here and on the radio, and so it'll be picked up and spread around. But I want you to listen to this first. The appointment of Robert Mueller as special counsel by Rod Rosenstein, and the manner in which Mueller is conducting himself, and the manner in which Rosenstein is very passive about overseeing what Mueller is doing, violates the appointment clause of the Constitution. It's obvious that Robert Mueller is behaving much more like a United States attorney who must be nominated by the President and confirmed by the Senate than he is behaving like an assistant U.S. attorney. Mueller has acted and has behaved like a principal officer, even though he was never nominated by the President nor confirmed by the Senate. The text of the Appointments Clause and the use of the word inferior elsewhere in the Constitution makes it clear that there are two prerequisites that must be met for someone to be an inferior officer and thereby excluded from being required, the requirement of nomination and confirmation. Follow me with this, it's fascinating. All actions taken by Mueller since his appointment on May 17, 2017 are therefore null and void. This means the indictments he brought are null and void. The subpoenas he has issued are null and void. The wiretaps he's engaged in were and are unconstitutional. His referral of information to the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District in New York is unconstitutional because any information he obtained is the fruit of the poisonous tree. I think it's a good argument. I think it's an incredibly strong argument. I think it's one that should be used in court. I would even argue it's one that should be used by every defendant in this case. And it's one that should be used by the President of the United States should he need it, along with the other argument that I provided him and his team, which is a president cannot be indicted based on Department of Justice policies.
For more, sign up for Levin TV.